Yeah, oh, absolutely.
All right, hi everybody. It's Tuesday evening, and we are doing a quick radar forecast update as we're tracking a few storms out there. One over western Jackson County, a couple of storms coming up west of the plateau. Overall, a low severe threat, but one storm in particular that we're kind of keeping a close eye on in western Jackson County. So not as widespread as what we had on Sunday. Nevertheless, still keeping an eye on it. The reason why we're doing this live stream to keep you updated. Hope you're having a great Tuesday evening so far. I know you're probably tired of the rain. So am I. Tired of the storms. So am I. I feel your pain. But in the 7-day forecast, long range things are gradually going to start improving. In fact, tomorrow, a little glimpse of that, a little sunshine back and not quite as bad. But I'm going to take you onto the left-hand side of the screen here and show you a couple of things we're watching. This is the secondary line of showers and some storms coming in. You notice one warning here in Jackson County. This is a severe thunderstorm warning out till 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 in the Central Time Zone. And if you've been following our live track, our live storm streaming, that is, you know that when I show you a severe thunderstorm warning that's outlined in orange, it takes precedent. This particular storm, which is just east of Gurley in Madison County, then crossing over into Jackson County, had a tornado warning with it southeast of Huntsville, kind of just quickly spun up there. And if you look at the velocity scan with this, there's still a little bit of rotation with it. So they've allowed it to go to a severe thunderstorm warning, as you can see right about there. In fact, if I expand the radar a bit more and I back it up a little bit, you can see near Gurley, and then you go back here. When it's west of Gurley, there's where that quick spin up could be if there is a tornado with it, where there's potential. This has always been a Doppler radar indicated warning. So now as it's moved into Jackson County, it's a little bit fainter. It's not quite as pronounced. Right about in here, between Princeton and Woodville, east of Gurley. So it's in the far western part of Jackson County. But this is why they have that orange outline. It's a severe thunderstorm warning, but there could be a quick spin up. So a tornado remains possible with that. And we'll keep an eye on that. This is mainly west of Scottsboro in the far western part of Jackson County. So we'll watch that. So again, we'll come back to that one in a second. Let me put the scope on it, which may show it a little bit better there. And again, you can see just a very ragged rotation left, right near Gurley, where it gets kind of dark red right there, right in here. And then the more it moves farther to the east, it's not quite as pronounced, though we'll keep an eye on that. At the very least, some strong wind gusts there just to the west of Scottsboro. Now, farther north, you got this line of storms coming into Franklin County. This is not a warning here. It just means this line of storms could be a little strong, a little noisy. It could have wind gusts upwards of 30, 40 miles an hour. This particular storm for northern parts of Lincoln and Franklin County, Tennessee, you could have wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour and some heavy downpours of rain, which is, of course, the last thing we need. But as you can see over the past hour, there's the movement of it. Put a loop for me there. Okay, we'll back up one more, show the loop. Here we go. You can see some heavy downpours just to the west of Swanee, west of Mud Eagle, and that line stretching from Lynchburg down to the south. So with that, some strong gust, heavy rain. But again, this is a more of a special weather statement than it is a severe thunderstorm warning. But nevertheless, we got more heavy rain moving in as we head through the rest of the evening hours and overnight hours, and eventually more isolated overnight. We'll do a quick track on this band coming in. And we'll kind of track it in an odd fashion. If you take this in far eastern Franklin, curl around over to Lincoln County. It's not moving fast at all. So that leading edge near Swanee may be as far east as Whitwell. So these are all in central time. So Winchester around 8:30. Again, some wind gust and rain. Maybe a little bit of lightning, but not much has been showing up in the radar view. Over to about Sherwood, Swanee, Whitwell around 10 Eastern, 9 Central. So it's a very slow-moving band right there. I see some of your comments. Some of you say you like rainy days, and Belinda asking, are we going to get more storms tonight? Well, not all night, but this kind of band we're seeing now is kind of a little push through late evening, then overnight, not quite as bad. So not lasting all night long. And again, there are other pockets of rain locally in Marion, a little bit heavier between Whitwell and Dunlap. None of this is severe. Yeah, some showers over near Spencer and Van Buren County up to Crossville. Getting a break around the city, though some light showers are coming back in. Near Fort Oglethorpe and Rossville down to Chickamauga. Then, of course, the main action is this particular cell and series of cells right here stretching from Stevenson to about Gurley, which is into Madison County right there. And it's kind of moving off to the east a bit. But this is a severe thunderstorm warning out till 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. And it's because that storm had rotation with it southeast of Huntsville. There was a tornado warning with it. I don't know of any tornado touchdown with that. It was mainly Doppler radar indicated. And that's the reason why we're kind of watching this as it gets to the east of Scottsboro. And we'll see what it does here coming up momentarily. I'll go to the reflectivity, to velocity mode, and I'm going to take that warning off. You probably see this a little bit better. There you go. And the area of rotation would be right there, if there's any left with that. It's very faint, just south of Princeton, just to the west of Scottsboro, moving more northeast than east. But it's a very, very, very small area right along Alabama Highway 63, right there, just to the southwest of Pleasant Groves. So it's very faint there, but that's why that particular warning is outlined in orange. It's a severe thunderstorm warning, but because there had been a previous tornado warning with it, a little bit of rotation still showing up. When it's in orange, it just means a tornado could be possible as it moves on through. And we'll track where that cell is now, just for example. That thing is moving east at 20. So let me go back to reflectivity, which you can see a little bit better. So if we track the leading edge of all this rain right here, moving east at 20, it'll be crossing into Scottsboro with some downpours, maybe as far east as Hollywood and all this area right along Highway 72 between now and 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. So it's mainly a lot of rain, a little bit of lightning, just a quick little spin up there. And we'll just keep an eye on that if anything's extended as we move forward. No other watches, no other warnings are in effect locally at the moment. All of this back here, there are no warnings out here from Lacey Springs, west of Huntsville. So a lot of this is just more heavy rain, occasional lightning, thunder, but for the most part, most of it not severe. This area where this developed near Huntsville and down toward Decatur to the southwest is where it was, a little more surface heating go on today. It was a little bit warmer there. So it had a little more energy, a little more buoyancy when it developed during the early stage of the evening with the sun still up. And as it moves farther east, it's going to run into much more stable air over a large part of our viewing area, which will prohibit it, hopefully, from getting a stronger stand together. So we'll keep an eye on that one cell right there. And again, these here over northern Franklin, they're going to move into Grundy County and Marion County, bringing more heavy rain. There's somewhat of a potential of some stronger wind gusts, but let's take a look at it, if we will. Just from a velocity point of view, take the reflectivity off, and we'll take that little advisory off. But you can see some straight line gusts there between Lynchburg and Flintville. Right in here. And if we do just a little bit of a little deep dive research here into the wind speeds above the surface, not too strong. Let's take it right here. It's a little bit lighter green, about 30 miles an hour. Negative means it's moving away from the radar side. And some of these brighter reds, they're not too strong, 15. So there's some occasional pockets of stronger gust. Up in here, northern parts of Franklin, a little stronger. 25 to 30. So, and then you got to keep in mind, when you look at the velocity scan, a lot of times it's in a line, you got to watch for any kinks on the line where there could be a little bit of downburst activity or a little bit of a punch of wind or a break where it could cause a spin up there. But not seeing that yet, but there it is moving where the strongest gusts are approaching right along the Franklin County line. So towards Winchester and coming up the mountain, the west side near Mount Eagle, you'll see some strong wind gusts there. But again, not like 2 nights ago. This is a little bit different beast altogether. Not much lightning with it either. So you can see this part that's rising through northern Franklin moving this way, and more of this kind of moving this way, just reacting to the steering flow. So Winchester, you just had about a heavy rain move by from the south to the north, another one coming in from the west to the east. Let's go back down here where that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. Worst part of that storm is more than likely right along Alabama Highway 65. Yeah, that whatever's left of that circulation there is much more ragged. I don't know if the terrain factors are coming into play. See, it kind of breaks up a bit right there. So what's left of what that old rotation that was coming out of Madison County, kind of breaking up along Alabama Highway 65. But at least over the next 20 minutes, that warning stays in effect from Pleasant Grove, west of Scottsboro, west of Skyline. And then, as you can see here, I'll put the reflectivity back up, with these cells coming in from just south of Huntsville to Lacey Springs from Jackson County. Once this moves out, you got another band of showers here coming in. But again, this is below a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, it's noted as a special weather statement. Could have gust upwards of 40 as it comes on through. And moving northeast at 20. Very slow movers. So the wind gust potential remains a little bit low as well. So we got, for the most part, heavy rain and some wind coming in, but not too severe there. I do want to give you a bit of a rainfall update here. With the nearly 9/10 of an inch of rain we had at Levelfield today, this is worth noting. Now, we're about a ½ inch away from the wettest May on record, at least tying it. So far at Levelfield. And we still have raindrops coming down, so that rain gauge is still accumulating. 11.52 this month through today. There's your record. And we've got showers coming in from the west. Another chance for just something spotty tomorrow. Another chance of some showers Thursday and especially Friday morning as a line of storms comes in. That could easily push us over the top. So, I mean, we've gotten this far. Might as well break the record, right? But I think we could surpass that. We are awfully close after the 9/10 of an inch we had today. This shows you the past 24 hours. Notice the heaviest rain has been from the state line and south. A few pockets here and there, but if you go in here, and there's been a lot of rain. Dalton to Chatsworth, that was some of that last night and this morning. That's into the 2.2 radar estimate. Your rain gauge may have had more. Again, the radar will estimate based on the rate of reflectivity. Let's see, southern Chattooga, about 2, around Lafayette, 2. And I mentioned Levelfield had about 9/10 of an inch since midnight last night. And much lighter farther north you go, so it's not spread equally across the viewing area. See, Chris says he had 1.81 in Lafayette last 24 hours. So Chris, that matches up pretty well, my friend. Let's get that one more time from Lafayette. Estimate there about 1.8. Bingo. So the radar agrees with your rain gauge. Hitting the caffeine. And there's some of the other estimates past 24. All right, overview of the entire viewing area. Not everybody's seeing rain yet. Around the city, we got rain moving out of Marion County, nothing severe. We'll keep an eye on this cell here. And these trailing cells back behind it are going to start eventually spreading in the 10 o'clock hour. Some rain, some occasional gusts to Dayton Walker. We'll see if that cell there holds together. And then, of course, across Grundy, Franklin, Marion. Excuse me. With that line coming in, crossing into Franklin, it's got more heavy rain with it. Blake asking, is that tornado headed for Chattanooga? Blake, we'll see if that even holds together. I would say if it does hold together, rest of Jackson County, but at this point, it's not a tornado. It's more of a severe thunderstorm, but we'll keep an eye on it, though. All right, let's take a look at that cell here one more time in Jackson County. Near Pleasant Groves would be where if there's anything left of that rotation, it would be there. Excuse me. Right about in here. It's very broad now, very ragged. That's the reason why that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. Again, that's in effect for the next 15 minutes. Notice that central time, 8:30, 9:30 Eastern. Again, these other boxes are not severe thunderstorm warnings. These are more advisories. And with the velocity scan, you can see, again, some bursts of strong wind gusts, potential up to 40 miles an hour with some of this moving across northern Franklin. That advisory is out until, same thing, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. So just kind of giving you a heads up that, could get a little rough, a little nasty out there. Just time to move it inside. But again, notice not much lightning with those. Same thing for McMinnville. That's about to move into Van Buren County. It's just more heavy rain. Crossville, some spotty showers there. Dunlap, light to times moderate rain. South Pittsburgh to Stevenson, right along the 72 corridor. Maybe light rain there. Then we'll keep an eye on this heavier burst of downpours coming towards Scottsboro. From what's left of that storm that came through Gurley to Princeton to Woodville, but mainly it's very heavy rain. In fact, they just lifted that warning. So that warning is over for Jackson County. That's what I like to hear. So again, that storm's pretty much broken apart. Terrain could have been a factor there. Now, as soon as I say that, just to the west, there's popped a warning here in Lacey Springs. Outside our viewing area, but we need to keep an eye on that as that moves to the north and east, eventually under the southern Jackson County. Let's take a look at that warning there. Let me go back to one other frame here that'll line this up just a little bit better. Again, this is not inside our viewing area at the moment. This is just on the edge. Got to hit an area on here where there's no precipitation. It kind of throws off the polygon a little bit. Goodness gracious. It's like playing a game of operations sometimes in these radars. It's so sensitive to all the information it wants to give you. There you go. So I'm just going to read you the text of this. Again, this is outside our viewing area. This is for Madison and Morgan County. I'm showing you this because it's on the edge of Jackson County, just to give you an idea. Again, this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado warning for that part of Madison and Morgan County. Again, this is outside our viewing area at the moment. Storm capable of producing a tornado near Morgan City or near Redstone Arsenal, moving northeast at 15. And that'll be out till the top of the hour, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central. Now, I'm showing you this again because that storm might move in toward Jackson County. It doesn't show up too well. Let me make sure we got all our velocity scans on here. Yeah, there it is. You can kind of see a little bit. right in this area, southwest of Owens Crossroads. I'm just going to isolate it to the high top radar here. Again, this is a Doppler radar indicated warning for Madison and Morgan County, Alabama. But the reason I show it to you is because it's just right on the edge near Jackson County. So we'll keep an eye on that. You know, if it holds together through there, that's on Alabama Highway 231, well west of Jackson County. But nevertheless, we'll watch that. Again, you can see these ragged cells that did have warnings with it kind of broke apart. The stable air mass over us might be helping that out as well. Terrain is one thing, but the more stable air mass is just not giving any more fuel. So a lot of rain moving through parts of Jackson County, but much weaker than what that was not 15 minutes ago. And now we've got the very heavy rain right over Franklin, north and west. That advisory that was out, they still got that out. Now they let that go. Interesting. No, it's still in effect on 9:30. So let me get it off that warning banner there, just so you're not confused by that. I have one radar that just shows nothing but tornado warnings. And again, it's that cell right there that we'll keep an eye on it for Jackson County. Everybody else not under severe thunderstorm warning at the time. This is all just advisories. Again, this was out till 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. An advisory that these storms can produce wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour there in Franklin County. Very heavy rain with that as well. And they just upgraded that to a severe thunderstorm warning, even as we speak. So there we go. That's on 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern. I'll read you the text of the warning here from the National Weather Service. Severe thunderstorm warning out for northern Franklin County till 10:15 Eastern, 9:15 Central. Storm capable of producing strong wind gusts right over Lynchburg, moving east at 10. That's a very slow movement. Possible effects, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. This is Doppler radar indicated gusts. So the storm itself right over Lynchburg. Next to just to the east of Lynchburg there. Moving east at 10. So let's do a quick track on that. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for northern parts of Franklin County. It does include Suwannee. So east at 10 doesn't take it far. It may go as far east as Winchester after 10 o'clock, Estill Springs, 9:03 Central. These are all Central time. Center Grove around 8:33 Central, and Brownington around 8:22. So it'll probably stay west of Suwannee between now and the top of the hour. Look at some of the comments here. Hey, I noticed this 2 days ago too. A lot of people wishing me happy birthday. And Tina wishing me happy birthday. I appreciate it. Mine's in February though. Maybe something on Facebook said it was, but mine is in February. But I appreciate the wishes though. Yeah, thank you. Blake asking, will this wet pattern last until early June? This wet pattern will probably start as soon as June begins. It'll probably just break away. Most of next week looks pretty hot, considering how it's been lately, kind of mid-80s and a lot of sunshine. So again, what we have here, this popped up as we were streaming there, severe thunderstorm warning out for northern Franklin County till 10:15 Eastern, 9:15 Central. That storm moving slowly east at 10 miles an hour. Again, wind gusts of 60, heavy rain, not a whole lot of lightning with it as it moves to the east. All this rain from South Pittsburgh, Bridgeport, Stevenson, not severe. What's approaching Scottsboro, not too bad. And again, the storm here from south of Huntsville up to around Gurley, this is in Madison County, but we'll keep an eye on that because it is an ongoing tornado warning. Velocity not impressive there, but again, not gonna hold back on that. Let's take a closer look there. Let me get Let's use our tool here. Clean up that image just a little bit. Sometimes it's needle in a haystack. But you can see a little bit of fishing near Lacey Springs around 231, moving that way. So we'll keep an eye on that. This way, these have been really faint, spin ups there. But yeah, that one updated a few minutes ago. Let me read you the text of it, and I'll go back to our warning radar because it shows it a little. It'll give all the details a little bit better. So yeah, so from Morgan in Madison County, Alabama. Let me give you the update on that. That's a radar confirmed tornado there. Radar confirmed tornado. That was over near Redstone Arsenal, moving northeast at 15. See, and this I'm showing you this from Morgan and Madison County, Alabama, because it borders Jackson. So we'll keep an eye on that if it heads toward the Jackson area. And if you look towards, I'll zoom back in a little bit here, near Owens Crossroads. Okay, this is a radar confirmed tornado there, around 231, right about in here, moving just west of Owens Crossroad. Redstone Arsenal is more here, so it's passing just near Redstone Arsenal and to the east towards Owens Crossroad. So again, we'll keep an eye on that as it moves northeast at 15. So if we track just where that particular rotation is, you know, during the 10 o'clock Eastern time hour, it may sneak into Western Jackson if it holds together. Now, the other rotation did go near Gurley and then it got weaker as it moved into that part of Jackson County, that other warned storm weekend. But we'll keep an eye on that as this moves out of Madison County toward Jackson County, the far western end, okay? Belinda, that is out for Madison County, not Madison City. Madison County, Alabama. Moving northeast at 15. Gurley is just on the outer edge of that polygon. Gurley was under warning about an hour ago with a separate storm. This is a different one that's near Owens Crossroads moving northeast. And we're watching that, especially for Jackson County. And you can see here near Estill Springs, where that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. Strong wind gusts showing up there. Let's go to our other radar mode here, because that's not a tornado warning there in Marion, but it is a severe thunderstorm warning. But quick spin-ups can't be ruled out on that. That's the reason why, again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning outlined in orange. Yes, that's on 10:15 Eastern, 9:15 Central. First, some wind gusts of 60, moving east at around 10 miles an hour. Again, this line that's causing this warning here, it's got some strong winds with it, but it is not moving far at all. Let me do a quick tracker on it for you. You track this, and the movement is about 10 miles an hour to the east. I mean, by 10:15, 10:30 Eastern, it'll still be just west of Swanee. But Estill Springs, strong wind gusts coming your way. And Kissling Crossing, it's a new one. That's where that'll be moving. I like saying that. Kissling Crossing. But a lot of folks asking about your location. Again, we're honed in on 2 different areas right now, but around the city, we have rain coming in, not severe. A lot of heavy rain in Van Buren County and Grundy County. And none of this is severe coming out of McMinnville into Van Buren, into Grundy, into Sequatchie. It's more moderate to times heavy rain, though not severe. We'll keep an eye on this cell moving from Lynchburg to Estill Springs, stretching from Tullahoma down to about Flintville. It's heading toward Winchester, eventually towards Swanee during the 10 o'clock Eastern time hour. Strong wind gusts with that potentially. And also keep an eye on that cell here, prompting this tornado warning in Madison County, Alabama. If that storm were to move northeast, it could, during the 10 o'clock Eastern time hour, get into the far western part of Jackson County. So that's why we're kind of keeping an eye on this one. This one in particular is a radar confirmed tornado. So we'll see if they confirm that on the ground, but at least from a radar point of view, confirmed there. That's between 231, 431, and 72 right here. And just to do a deep dive on that from a velocity point of view, if you're familiar with that area, you see near Lacey Springs, right about in there, potential rotation there. So we'll keep an eye on that area where that warning is out till the top of the hour. North Georgia looking good, though you're going to have some heavy rain coming your way. Why did that radar stop? There we go. But you're going to have a lot of this rain coming in. So some more moderate downpours moving your way. And this will move by between now and midnight. I think the coverage of rain will be a little bit less than the overnight hours. Heads up in Sequatchie County near Dunlap, you have rain, but a little more heavy rain coming out of Grundy County that'll come over the mountain, down into the valley there, and move eastward. Shania says, I cannot be more tired of these warnings. Trust me, I feel your pain. I feel the same way. We all have storm fatigue. I'm with you. We're all in this together. Ryder says, should North Georgia be scared? Never be scared. That's why we're here watching this. Just be prepared. Now you got some heavy rain coming in. Just a few very isolated strong storms for North Georgia. I think this here will affect more areas in the city and north or across North Georgia. Most of this is rain, some gust, and individual small cells. That's caused that rotation. We'll keep an eye on that one just outside Jackson County. But don't be scared, but just be prepared. Should always be. That's what we're here for. So around the city, Signal Mountain, toward Nickajack Lake into Tiftonia, we have rain coming down. Nothing severe with that. Dunlap, some light showers, though some heavy rain is going to be coming out of Grundy County. Then we have the severe warm storm that's crossing right along the county border with Lincoln County, Lincoln and Franklin right here. That's going to bring some very strong wind gust potential to Winchester, potential up to 60 miles an hour. But it's only moving east about 10 miles an hour. Very, very slow. So Winchester, Swanee, and just west of Mount Eagle, with Mount Eagle being in Marion County, just west there. Crystal says, I got another solid white dog, and it's rained every day since Easter. So you've run out of towels trying to dry your dog off, right? I had to do that with mine. Every day it comes in, dry off the paws. We have a white couch. So I understand with a wet dog. Again, that storm that was pretty severe, the first one that rolled out of Madison County into Jackson, kind of really broke up really quickly. There's a little shadow with the high top radar, but it ran into there's a much more stable air mass over us, created areas to the east. I'll give you an example. If you look at the temperatures this hour, this will pop up. You can see to the west, see what these temperatures made it to the 70s, close to 80 today. We stay mainly in the 60s, so it's a little bit more stable in there. more of a southeast flow than a true south flow. So those storms kind of that have come out of Madison and Morgan County have kind of tapped into that added lift and energy with the daytime heating. And now as we approach the evening, it's gradual weakening, but nevertheless, so we'll keep an eye on these. Let's go back to that tornado warning storm there in Jackson. Excuse me, not Jackson yet, west of Jackson County. I'm going to pull up the tornado tracker here. I got this one special screen here, which helps it out. I'm going to do one thing here real quickly, though. This is where we were tracking Sunday night, so I'll move this over. Again, it's not for any of our technically viewing area at the moment. We'll get an update on that, though, because tornado warning continues. This, again, is for southern Madison and east central Morgan County, Alabama. That storm will be northeast at 15. That was a radar indicated rotation. So they've kind of updated that, where before it was radar confirmed, now it's radar indicated. So it's kind of fluctuating a bit there. But nevertheless, we'll do a quick zoom in on the reflectivity. I think we estimated it being near Owens Crossroad. Yeah, right there around 231. You can see some rotation right about there, 231 and west of Owens Crossroads, moving northeast. So we'll see if that holds together near Gurley and eventually into western Jackson County. That's the reason why we keep showing that one. And there's the rain the past 24 hours. You see these pockets of 2 to 3 inches of rain all across our viewing area. It has just been rough out there. Oh, well, Franklin County. They just popped a warning there in Franklin County. So we've got the severe thunderstorm warning in northern Franklin, but now that part near Estill Springs, that is a new tornado warning. Let me go and take a look, show you this on our tracker. Read you the text. This is for northern Franklin County. Yeah, there's Estill Springs right there. This is a tornado warning for northwestern Franklin County till 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Estill Springs, about 8 miles northwest of Winchester, moving northeast at 15. And that's for northwestern Franklin County. Suwannee not included in that, but Estill Springs is. Let's put the velocity scan back up there. Yeah, you can see. You see this area right here. Let me get my telestrator out here. Right in here near Estill Springs, around 41A right there. That's moving northeast pretty quickly. So it may be something that crosses back out. It's not going to head east. It's heading more northeast. It's heading more in this general direction. So heads up at Estill Springs. There's a Doppler radar indicator rotation. At the very least, you're also in an area where you got some very strong wind gusts. So I'll get to a place of safety and just kind of stay there until we give you all clear on this. That'll be till the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Although it may not seem that polygon that long. But that's what we're seeing, that broad rotation there. Doppler radar indicated tornado warning there. And this is for northwestern Franklin County. See our current radar there. So here gives the overview of the entire area. We've got these storms here causing the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Franklin County. So all of northern Franklin County under the severe thunderstorm warning. And, we mentioned it's outlined in orange because it could be a quick spin up with it. And that's exactly what we saw there. That's out to 10:15 Eastern, 9:15 Central. At the very least, some strong wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour along that line. That's right along the county line now. And right near Estill Springs is where that tornado warning is in effect because a quick spin up right there near Estill Springs, a Doppler radar indicated rotation there. And we're also watching one other cell that's causing a tornado warning, which is southwest of Paint Rock, but by the 10 o'clock hour could approach the far southwestern part of Jackson County. So keep an eye on that for you. But let's go back, take a look at that one in Estill Springs. Do the velocity scan here. There you can see the area we're watching. Looks to be just to the northwest of Estill Springs. Radar won't pause on me there. Right about in here. Looks like Highway 41, US 41A there in far northwestern Franklin County. Forgot what county for a second. And that movement is more toward the northeast. It's just affecting that northwestern corner of the county. So you may have gotten that alert for the entire county. Sometimes it does that, but that's specifically in this polygon area here. And to show you more areas in that's Estill Springs. It's west of Capitol Hill. A lot of rural area through here, but nevertheless, people live there. Center Grove, Estill Springs. I just put the velocity scan on there. You can see where potential is there. Just looks like just north of Estill Springs there. And then along this line, right here is where we have very strong wind gusts. When I say here, we're talking about right here. Very strong wind gusts approaching west of Winchester. So all this area still bounded by the severe thunderstorm warning in northern Franklin. But the movement of that is to the east at 10 miles an hour. Very, very slow. And down here, we got that tornado warned storm there. It was near Owens Crossroad. We saw a rotation with that. That went back to a Doppler radar indicated tornado warning. Same thing for the one in Franklin County. It's more radar indicated. So a little bit right in here. They popped a new advisory here with this. I don't think it. Oh, it does. It does replace that. So that warning that was out for Morgan and Madison County has expired, which is better news for Jackson County. That's good. They've issued now that some wind gusts up to 40 with that, but no longer that rotation with it. So that's good. That's good. So it's very faint as it moved through Owens Crossroad, and now it's kind of falling apart there. So we'll keep an eye on that particular cell coming into southwestern Jackson, but with that warning expired, that's better news for Jackson County. At the very least, windy and rainy conditions coming in during the 9 o'clock hour Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, but that warning has expired. That it was able to expire early. So this tornado warned storm for Doppler radar indicated rotation there looks to be right along Highway 41, right in here. And that is heading more northeast. That's why it encompasses just that far northwestern corner of Franklin County. And then severe thunderstorm warning out for the remainder of northern Franklin County, which does include Suwannee. Strong wind gusts right along this line right there. Okay.
He said he's working on it. Text him
and just to show you everybody, because I know everyone's like, what about me? You're not showing me. So I'm going to do for you here. Let's show all areas locally. Okay, there's that warning expired there. We still got that one for northwestern Franklin. But here we go. Storms again to the west of the plateau have fed off the daytime heating. It was a little warmer for those areas, southern Middle Tennessee, northern Alabama. Our area is a little more stable. So a lot of these storms moving in haven't quite held together. It's a little bit more ragged. So we got showers around the city. It's not severe. The downpours Van Buren to Grundy, not severe, but heavy downpours. There was an update just issued on that warning there. Notice that polygon's a little smaller. So here's the update for that in northwestern Franklin. So again, this is a storm capable of producing a tornado located near Estill Springs, moving northeast at 15. Again, this is radar indicated rotation. The storm will remain over rural areas over northwestern Franklin, including locations like Estill Springs. So I kind of narrowed that polygon just a little bit there and put the velocity scan up there. Yeah, you can see it right there. Right there. It is a slow moving storm where it's got that rotation there. So again, in just north of Estill Springs, that far northwestern corner of Franklin County, that tornado warning remains in effect till the top of the hour. So we'll keep an eye on that. Again, these are very small storms, but yeah, that's all it takes. Thankfully, it's over rural areas, but still there are people who live there. And again, south of this area, there's still strong wind gust potential. You can see that there just west of Winchester. Again, these areas not under the warning. It's just that very small polygon there north of Estill Springs to that northwestern quarter right along the county line. Okay. The other severe thunderstorm warning takes up the rest of northern Franklin for that line coming in near Winchester. And again, that's out till 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern. And I will tell you in about 10 minutes, we'll be shifting to our on-air product, which you can still watch on your mobile device if you're watching that way. Our Fox Chattanooga newscast for the entire hour, foxchattanooga.com, it streams. So you can watch that stream. We're just switching platforms. And then at 11 o'clock, News Channel 9 11 will be on. I don't anticipate this going on all night long. I don't. A lot of this will kind of move on through very slowly. I'm more concerned about heavy rain. That's top priority. We'll keep an eye on those little small spin ups there because as always, that's a high priority there. But heavy rain falling on already saturated ground is going to be a problem with some flash flooding overnight. I think the rain will become more isolated overnight. And then tomorrow we get a little sun. I don't think it's going to be like today. I think it's going to be sunny at times, just a few many afternoon showers. Okay. Not as bad. Again, we were watching these cells, which did have a warning with it coming out of Madison County, but it's just moving, kind of streaming into Jackson County. It's, expect some wind with that and some rain, but it's moving into more stable air. And the reason why Jackson County, some of that terrain, some of that stable air, it's kind of broken it apart just a bit. So it's mainly just more heavy rain, and that'll start streaming into Marion County as it is now. But also Marion coming in from the west slowly. I think it'll be during the 9 to 10 Central time frame. You'll have that moving eastward. But again, to show you that one small area, this is one of the tiniest polygons I've ever seen, right along US 41A, north of Estill Springs, north of western Franklin County. This is out at the top of the hour. And you can see a very, very broad circulation there. Right there, Doppler radar indicated rotation there. Center Grove, north of Estill Springs. So you can see why there's a little bit of urgency there. It's right along the northern part of that line moving in, a little bit where it punches out just a bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. That goes to the top of the hour. I really think Shay asked me a question here from Dalton, whether the chance that Dalton would quick spit up. I think the chance is pretty low. I mentioned the more stable air mass over a large part of our viewing area. So we'll keep an eye on these moving in, but I think the farther east they move with time, a lot of it's going to start to weaken just a little bit. But this over Franklin County is extremely slow moving area. I mean, this is moving northeast at 15. And then the line below it with the strong wind gust approaching Winchester, that's only moving east at about 10 miles an hour. Right there. So you can see where that is. And then all of this right here is where straight line wind gusts coming in west of Winchester. It's only moving east at about 10 miles an hour. Very slowly. And there's the rest of our viewing area there. So it's a very broad area there. This seems to be a little bit weaker coming out of North Alabama, which is good. So wind gust potential there up to 40, but a lot weaker than it once was. These are not warned storms over Huntsville. Mainly this is the strongest line locally at the moment. We'll see what it does. It moves into the more stable air mass. I got to tell the rest of the newsroom something here real quick. I'm going to leave the radar loop going for you. I'll be right back. Who's doing the 10? No, Alex. Alex, if you don't mind, let me read the weather. It's just the first weather.
Yeah, are you home for 45 seconds or? Okay, I'll let the directors know, but I'm gonna head back there anyways.
Okay, I appreciate it. I want to get off this live stream in about 5 minutes. So
Okay. All right, sounds good.
I appreciate it.
I'll let them know that we're gonna switch things around.
Okay. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're preparing for our Fox Chattanooga newscast, which starts in 10 minutes, and we'll be focused on this particular line of storm. This seems to be the strongest right here locally at the moment. It's that right there. Okay. As that moves to the east, it'll start impacting within the 10 to 11 o'clock Eastern time hour. Parts of Marion, parts of Grundy, bringing with it that chance of some strong wind gusts. It's really moving slowly though. And again, we'll have to see, with loss of daytime heating, more stable air mass to the east, how far does that hold together? Time will tell on that. It's hard to do a future track because it's such a great distance. It's only moving east at around 10 miles an hour. It's just a great distance moving east. Now Jackson County under severe thunderstorm warning here. Notice it's outlined in orange. It's from that same cell that was over near Owens Crossroad. So, and approaching Gurley. So they popped up a warning there with that. That's for southwestern Jackson County. It's a severe thunderstorm warning till 9:30. The reason it's outlined in orange because there might be a quick spin up tornado because it previously has had rotation. So that's the reason why that is in orange and has a little bit higher priority there. That's out to 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central.
Do you
Yeah.
need a weather intro or just straight out of standard?
Just straight out standard. It's
Straight
fine.
out
Yep.
standard.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. 60 mile an hour wind gust, that part of Jackson County. And this is out for about the next 40 minutes. So again, Scottsboro not in that polygon, but eventually those storms will get there. Yeah, and it's for that storm near Owens Crossroad that we mentioned before. Severe thunderstorm warning there. Let's do a real quick look before we get off this stream and move to our Fox Chattanooga newscast. So we'll be over the air and streaming. And if you can see, very broad rotation. What was left of that tornado warned storm, just north of New Hope, southwest of Gurley. So because it had previous rotation, they had this a little bit higher priority outlined in orange, a severe thunderstorm warning because a quick spin up could occur with that. And that's moving northeast at 15, which will carry it during the 10 o'clock Eastern time hour into that southwestern part of Jackson County. The other warning, severe thunderstorm warning out for northern Franklin. This out until around 10:15 Eastern, 9:15 Central. And again, this very small polygon, but it is a tornado warning out for, and you see it right there, north of Estill Springs there. Okay, that's out until the top of the hour, 10 o'clock.
Kim and Josh are gonna do one sentence toss.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we're watching that warning there out till 10 o'clock. But we'll keep an eye on that because if it moves east, they may expand this polygon with time, okay, for that part of Franklin County. So very small areas, but that's why we're watching it. All right, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to leave this stream here, but we're not leaving our coverage. We want you to, if you're on your mobile device, go to foxchattanooga.com. You'll see a little button that says live. Take it live, and our live stream will continue, but I'll be at the weather wall, a complete newscast, and we'll kind of watch these storms move on in. Same thing on News Channel 911, same thing. And we'll watch these storms move on by. But we're here for you, whether it's streaming or on air, but we're about to jump on air here in about 5 minutes. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Join me in the studio on Fox Chattanooga coming up in 7 minutes, or now 6 minutes, and News Channel 9 at 11 as we continue our storm tracking. Okay. Stay safe, everyone. We'll keep you informed as we always do. Thanks for watching.